We all rise for the distance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, all 5 members present. Next item up on the agenda is consider approving the minutes held from June 10th. Next motion to approve the minutes. Motion made, seconded by Mr. Nutting. All in favor? Next item up, we're gonna go right directly to Aaron tonight.
To Nate.
Thanks, Aaron. I know that. I actually said it, didn't I?
All right. So I just want to recap on, so last meeting we talked about the reissuing the salvage permit for 4H motors. I didn't hear from them until today, this morning. I went over there and met them, and they said that they would not a problem putting a fence up, Kelly, from the wood line that abuts that place in the school all the way to where the sign is. There's a 2-post sign. They're going to put a sign there anyways, and then putting 2 to 3 sections of fence on the opposite side next to that house. That'll go. There's a little stream in there, so they have to kind of be careful where they put that fence, but they have enough room. We found enough room for them to do that. He talked to the landowner, and the landowner is okay with it as well. So no, just no, a regular stockade fence, a wooden stockade fence. I asked them to put up. And he was totally agreeing to that. He was fine with it. So I don't know what you guys want to do. If you want to do a conditional approval, or if you guys want to wait until see the fence is up. It all depends on what you guys want to do. They have to redo this again in September anyway, so.
It looked to me the other day when I come by that they've removed a lot of the vehicles and things anyway, haven't they?
Yeah, they did. They yeah, he said he's gonna try to keep anywhere from 8 to 10 cars. I told him that, well, he said that before, so. But I said that the council recommended a fence and was okay with that.
Yeah. So we will hold up this permit, right? I'll make a motion to issue his permit, as long as he continues to do what he promised Nate he would do. Motion made, second by Mr. Nutting.
I've driven by there a couple times, particularly tonight, just coming down.
It's nice work.
It's a neat looking place. I mean, he's got cars lined up, but it doesn't look like a typical junkyard.
No, he just.
And he seems cooperative to make it better, and I think this will get him until when, October?
September, then October.
And then we'll see what it looks like now. I'm good.
Motion made, second by Mr. Nutting. All in favor? Thank you. Next item up is the MMA ballot.
So MMA sends a ballot, it's for 2 years, and to vote for 2, Michelle Flewelling, town manager of Fairfield, and Cloutier, city manager of Waterville, are both candidates for the legislative policy committee. And then it wants each counselor to sign and print, and then I will mail that back to MMA for July 27th.
I served on that committee one time. It is kind of interesting. There's two people from each state senate district. There are 35 state senate districts, so that
Wow.
when everybody shows up for a meeting, there are 70 people. You can imagine how interesting a committee of 70 people is. I'm just happy I'm not on it, but I've met Nick Cloutier, the city manager of Waterville. Seems like a nice guy, and that's a small city. And the other one is Michelle. I don't know, but she would represent a smaller town, so I'm good.
Do we need to vote to?
No, I think that's,
Sign is good enough.
yeah.
Next item up is to the welcome to Oakland sign on Route 11.
Yep, Route 11. So this is the current sign. It's a beautiful flower bed coming into Oakland from Belgrade. Sign is literally this big. They would like to do a new sign with a loon. They want to ask the Masons for money, but we can probably fundraise for it, because it's the flower committee that wants it.
The flower committee wants to.
Yeah.
You like to see the sign?
Both of those.
So what size are they proposing?
38 by 40, 36 by 48,
31 by 48.
31 by 48. So
That's Don Porter's son or daughter?
daughter-in-law and son
Son
live
and
on
daughter-in-law.
Door Lane.
Quick question, Kelly.
Yes.
Any tax dollars on it as well?
No, we're hoping to fundraise for it. But we have a proof.
And the cost is $395.
$395.
I don't see any time as long as tax dollars have to be used for it.
I couldn't hear what you said.
As long as tax dollars not being used for it, I don't see a problem.
Nope, we'll try to get donations. Or the Masons could.
Next up, Oak Fest update.
Yes, Oak Fest. So the website has everything on it now. The banner should be going up. We're rated by rope. They did get a new banner that's gonna go up on Pleasant Street where it normally does. The cornhole tournament, it's gonna be a new addition to Friday night down behind Sunrise Bagel. You can register for a team. It's $30 for a team and should be pretty fun. The parade, we still need some parade people to enter, but it's looking good. And I just wanted to give you an update on that. We've been meeting monthly. So might need some volunteers the night of, if anyone's interested. Because a lot of people are on the committee or running things, like 2 people are running the cornhole tournament. 2 people are in a food truck that are on the committee, so our committee's gonna be smaller to do logistics that night, but.
Is
Just
this
a
gonna be on, is this gonna be on the 4th or day before?
Oak Fest?
No, oh, okay, I got ahead, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's July 24th and 25th. Friday night, and then Friday night on Main Street, and then Saturday at Williams Elementary School. In the field where it always is. So, car show, we're probably gonna get close to 200 cars, car show this year. So.
They like that spot.
Yes, they get a lot of people. And he's been, because we print off the flyers for him, so he's been coming in and get loads of flyers to hand out. That's all he does on weekends, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It'll be fun.
Next item, 250th American birthday.
Yep, so we bought with TIF money, we spent like $100 and bought the 250th flags. I don't know if you've seen them on Main Street. I had the guys replace the flags from the regular ones. They have where the blue stars are, it says 250. And they're not double-sided because they said it's a one-time thing, so they didn't want to double-side them. So you can see them, they're going the right way if you're coming from up Church Street to Main Street. Going that way, they're on the other side, but they look nice. I like them. But I don't know if Oakland wants to do anything else. I was thinking decorate the corner maybe.
I always like to see the American flags hanging from the telephone poles. You know, you drive into a town, you see American flag hanging. I'm thinking you had back a while ago, we had a lot of pictures of our veterans, and we paid $35 for veterans.
135 for a poster.
Yeah.
And it was individuals had to pay, and then we put them up.
Yeah, those were good. Just, we'll be here without those people.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, just, I would like that. I drive through a lot of little towns and still see things up like that.
Yeah. It's a program. I know Ellen got it going. I bought one for my grandfather. But they're only allowed to be up for so long and then you have to take them down. So, I mean, we can definitely.
No, just, you know, we're talking about that, celebrating, maybe next year for Memorial Day, you know?
Yeah.
We get them up a couple weeks earlier or the month before and just.
Well, we gotta start probably in January, soliciting people
Right.
to buy the flag, so.
Maybe put on our website that, you know, if you want to buy a flag, you know, a banner for your family member, then
Yeah.
do it, you know, it's just good representation for our town.
So what are we thinking for decoration on the one?
Maybe like a banner, birthday banner. Stars. There's all kinds of things online that, yeah, just didn't know if we wanted to go there. It's a cost. I don't know what the cost would be, but
Do we have any of our regular flags and poles that we can put, like going up KMD?
I don't know if we have poles, because we're using the same
Same
poles
poles,
for the other
okay. I
flag.
wasn't sure. We were using the same. poles.
Yeah. But maybe we could do something like use those flags on the corner, you know, down, make a star out of the flags. I don't. I guess. Star shape out of the flags.
What about in front of Memorial Hall?
I know dance camps going on. So, yeah.
George?
This is gonna be our country's 250th birthday. It's kind of curious as to why nothing, you know, a real celebration wasn't planned ahead of time. If we've known this is gonna be the 250th birthday for forever. It doesn't sound like there was anything really planned to really make it spectacular. There was no parade, there's nothing, I mean,
I think it costs too close to Old Fest and a lot of energy is gone into that.
well, I mean, Old Fest comes every year, 250th birthday only comes once in every 2 lifetimes. I'm just kind of curious as to why something wasn't put together that you really celebrate the way it should be. I know some of your towns that are controlled by Democrats are refusing to do it because that's just the way they roll, but
How about a night of fireworks? Pleasant Point.
When you start doing fireworks, you're talking $2,500, you know?
One shot deal.
I have a problem with it, but I'm just saying, some people will complain. $395 for a sign.
That's gonna get them.
No, you know what I'm saying? It's just so.
I mean, probably another reason why we didn't do anything is funding.
Can we have that kind of money? And how many other towns are planning fireworks right now?
Yeah, that's true. It's, if it was something
You know,
worth it, there's no
that's
way
a week away,
you could get it.
so.
Yeah. Hey, we think.
Okay.
Think about it, email me. You know, to make a decision. I saw this cool thing with cutout stars. And it's like on a grass banking, and I was thinking we could do it on that side of the town office, so people coming down KMD, spray paint the colored stars in the grass. Kind of looked cool, kind of a cheap thing, but
so. The answer to my question is there isn't an answer as to why something wasn't planned ahead of time.
I'll take the blame for that. I mean,
No, I mean, as a whole town, I mean, I don't understand why something wasn't together.
nobody's come to me about it. I was like, oh my God, we should probably talk about this. If we're gonna do anything, we need to get going on it, but. I mean, nobody steps up to volunteer, like,
I mean, I understand costs and stuff, but. I mean, how much would it actually cost the town budget if even if we only put something together with the police department, the fire department, the public work? Just a small parade, something of just basically volunteers and people that are already being paid for the day anyway. to take an hour or two out.
Trucks, flags.
Yeah. I mean, that's not really gonna cost the town anything more than what we normally would spend for that day anyway, for paying them for their wages.
Who's working July 4th?
Well, we'd have to call people in on overtime to run it.
Right.
Even if it's just, you know, for me, a simple parade like.
Yeah,
Main
I would
Street,
have
on
one
Church.
possibly, well, that time of day I'd have one person, possibly two, it's a little later, but it takes a minimum of 5 to close off all the intersections. So 5 people will come in on overtime.
And that's
It's the fourth, which is.
a busy time with
Yeah.
the holidays, so it's double time.
If I could, triple time.
Triple, yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, going to the.
Yeah.
Well, I love the flags you put up. I noticed them right away. Okay, you put them up. I noticed them.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna tell you, one of the other ones had come and book. And when I came back around the next day, they were all changed. I was like, well, that's all that problem. I like them.
It looked nice.
So I think that although it is momentous and it would be, it's unfortunate we haven't done anything, that it's, I mean, whatever we can do for decorations, I think would be fine. We do have Veterans Day coming up though, and we could commemorate veterans from starting with the Revolutionary War forward. If we want to do something like that, and we do have time, so maybe that would be a better consideration.
Oakland will celebrate it. It's gonna last all year. It doesn't really have to be on.
Well, it's kind of. But they could have a more tag, but I do understand you worry about the finance stuff. Who's saying something to pay it up to. They figure out what the cost of it lower and actually put some. More time to plan.
I agree with that, we are where we are, so
Yeah.
suggestion. Because I don't think that we as a town usually do something for Veterans Day.
We do a veterans luncheon the day before.
Okay.
Veterans Day, because we're usually closed.
Right. But we do have a lot of veterans that live in our town, and I think to recognize them, and particularly on the year of our 250th birthday would not be a bad idea. And I don't know this, but I would suppose that we probably could get some citizens to donate towards that, because a lot of us do like to support our veterans. What do you think about that, George?
Sounds good, that's where we are, so what we'll be doing.
So you're on the committee, you're on the committee.
Thanks for volunteering.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I've all told you.
Last time we mentioned committee, it was a free for all, so I don't know if I got.
All right. Anything else on that?
Managers update.
We do have a little old business. I know we approved 2 liquor licenses last meeting. The American Legion has submitted theirs for approval. Kathy spoke to the police and there's been no issues. So if we could motion to approve that, to give the American Legion their liquor license. So
I would move to approve it.
Do we have a second? All in favor? Thank you.
you. Managers update. So the police station air handler that's out, one of them that's outside this door over here, hasn't been working right since it was installed. And the guys were there, what, 3 or 4 days?
Yeah.
And $4,300 later, it's fixed. So
So you fixed them,
it's fixed. Yeah.
better feel. How do you feel it?
And
It was hot. But
And the PD did really good on their budget this year. He has the most money left, so I'd like to get it fixed. So he could have air conditioning in his office. Because it was hot.
That's what I heard when I was.
Oh, what it was?
No, that brings.
Oh, yeah, it sounds terrible, clunky, yeah.
The 2026 audit date has been set. Craig, again, if we go out to bid, haven't gone out to bid for an auditor in years because there aren't any. Towns are going without audits, so we just keep signing the same guy, out of Bangor, Brandon or Thibodeau. So we've got him coming to Oakland on the 21st of September. So we'll probably aim to do, the presentation in November like we did last year. Cheryl's already started working on that.
You need a vote from us to approve that.
No, Mike signed the commitment letter already with me. That's in their hands now. This came in yesterday. It's from the Department of Agriculture, Conservation and Forestry. It's a municipal ATV grant. We can spend 63,000 and then we have to do 7,000 of in-kind work. The trail, the club, the ATV club has to keep track of all of that stuff. But it goes through the town. Like I'm the one dealing with the state.
Yep.
And submitting receipts and stuff. So, pretty cool. So from Pleasant Street to Corn Hill, well, to Oak Street, 10 lots, that is now open and it's never been open before. There's a lot of, we need to have it graded. We need to pick up all the spikes. There's a lot of metal. So I know Angela Jurdak and Zach Jurdak have been volunteering their time grading it with a York rake. And she's got 2 pickup truck full of metal. It's crazy. But we've rented a excavator and a forestry mulcher to get the high branches because the state wants us to cut it back 6 to 8 feet. So that work's gonna start next week or the week after, I think.
That's all covered by this grant that they gave us, right?
Yeah.
Great.
So in all, for ATV grant money, we've got $361,200. So
Have you heard anything from CSX yet about the,
they're waiting for us to put the road in.
oh, we're gonna do the road
We're
first.
gonna do the road first. And I know Jeff is probably gonna start on that. We had DEP come up and Jeff did some work because the water wasn't draining. DEP came up. We actually gained a little bit more non-wetland, so we can make the road a little bit wider and straighter. Because before we were gonna have to wind it to avoid the wetlands. And we also figured out why it's a wetland now. Somebody stripped the loom off it years ago, and it's clay. So there's no place for the water to go in certain areas. So I don't think we'll be building anything out there. Maybe up in back on the high ground, we could put a ball field eventually.
Quick question on that grant, is that from state or federal?
State,
What's the major strings that are attached to it?
none. You have to have all the receipts and proof of payment. We've already done 2 of these and submitted them and got money for it, so.
So the entire amount of money of that grant, is that just for the system here in Oakland, or is that gonna get spread out to the whole system, even like Fairfield and all that?
Nope, just for the Oakland trails. And this, we're concentrating on the rail trail.
Right.
That's the part the state wants done,
Right.
so. Yep,
It's kind of nice to see because I drive by through here on the weekends and you see probably 7, 8, 9, 10 pickup trucks down here,
trailer,
trailers. And you go, yeah.
Yeah.
First showing up on Friday. like,
Yep.
Yeah. Especially in park.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice because, you know, some business is being generated now.
mm-hmm,
The more they come here, then they're gonna get used to buying their gas here and their food here, once they get used to.
Yeah.
Being here.
I think if somebody were to buy Tree Spirits, put a restaurant, they would make killing.
You're in.
There you go. I got nothing to do.
Anyway, so motion to accept this, great.
I make a motion, we accept that grant and, proceed with the work when we can.
Motion made, second by Kelly, all in favor.
Yeah. So the next two pieces, we've never had to do a tax anticipation note in my 7 years here. Dana thinks that we used to do them back in the day. But
They used to do it every year, and I don't know how much they used them, but they always did one every year in case there wasn't enough tax money to come in to cover the expenses during July and August.
yeah. The revals, we haven't had to do it because we've always been okay because our payments are due, the first installment's due in August. Well, with the reval, we're not committing taxes until August with the payment being due end of September. So we lose that $2 million that we're getting July and August. This chart shows all the payments that are due in July that we have to do. So there's the 2 lease payments, RSU 18 payment, the workers' comp payment, health insurance, the USDA bond for sewer, conservation groups. They always like their money the first of the year, first of the fiscal year. KV cog and 9 weeks of payroll before the first payment's due. And Delta ambulance. And I want to pay Delta all at once because we can save $18,000 if we get 5% off if we pay them all at once. So that's 1.9 million right there, just in July. And then we looked at revenues. These are last year's numbers, last July's numbers. So we brought in 470,000. And I didn't put in the real estate taxes in here. So anyway, with the expenses in August and September, it's just our monthly ones that are the big ones. So it's $1 million a month. So we're looking at $4 million. Right now we have about 1.1 in Camden, like operating cash. We also have in Camden investments, we have a 50% cash, 50% investment. So in the cash portion, we have 570,000. And I'm meeting with them on July 15th because I'm wondering if we could move that, they could move that into our account, and then when we have enough money, we just move it back. Because it's cash, available cash. We have 570,000. Or I put this proposal together for a tax anticipation note for 3 million. With a straight line of credit. So what that means is you only borrow what you need and you're only paying on interest on what you use. So say we need, $500,000, we take $500,000 and then that's what we use for that month. And,
And you probably start paying that back in like September, October.
oh yeah, we'll get it
Maybe
paid
end.
off
So
probably the first two
I know
installments.
you've estimated how much it might cost, but it isn't very much because like you say, you only have to pay on the part that you actually borrow and
Right.
use. And you turn the whole thing in a couple months, so.
Right, so I'm thinking we could, the first payment, tax payments due end of September, so we make a payment in October, and the second payment's due in November, we make a payment in December, and we're done.
And I'm assuming the 1 year term, because most financial institutions won't write a loan unless.
Yeah. And I put that there's a prepayment without penalty. Interest, I talked to a guy today, only certain banks do tax anticipation notes. Camden does do it, so I'm happy about that, but I'm still gonna go out to bid about the interest rate. I talked to a guy at First Bank, he said interest rates right now are about 5.5%.
I don't think we've had to do it in some time, but back in the day, it wasn't strictly against the law to borrow money that you didn't really need if you could get it at a better rate than what you earned by putting the money in the bank. It made that illegal
Okay.
arbitrage. And so I remember back when Oakland would borrow, say, $1 million, they'd put it in the bank, and the interest they got on having that money in the bank was more than it cost them to borrow that $1 million. But the government stepped in.
I think
They don't let you do that
I
anymore.
think they caught Bob Quinn doing that, didn't they? And stopped him.
Wouldn't be surprised, they could have caught a lot of people, but, and since then, I don't think we've ever had, because we just collect enough tax money quick.
Haven't had to, yeah.
So this year is a different year.
We
You're
had
gonna
to-
get like 3 bids, you think, maybe for bank?
Hopefully, I'm gonna do, First Bank, Camden and Androscoggin. Those are 3 that I have contacts with at those banks.
Do any of the credit unions?
I'll double check, but
I don't think they do, but I'm not sure.
I Googled like who does, Dan's and Maine. And Kennebec Savings does too. I might put it to them as well. Kennebec Savings.
I'd make a motion, we authorize Kelly to arrange a tax anticipation note for this fall.
Motion to be second by Sue, Andre. Question?
No.
Okay, so I just wanna make sure.
That's all. Oh, wait, one more. So I emailed you all this. It's about data centers. And there's a lot of controversy on it. don't know.
There was a piece of legislation in Augusta this year to have a state moratorium on data centers. And it failed because the governor vetoed it because she wanted to exempt the town of Jay, which was all set to put one in where that mill was. So she vetoed it. The people who wanted the moratorium couldn't get enough votes to override the veto. And as a result, there is no statewide moratorium.
Okay.
Subsequently, Jay decided to hell with it. They weren't going to bother. I think because they could see the writing on the wall that people who wanted the moratorium would be coming after them at some point. And I'm just surmising that they didn't think it was worth the effort. They'll go somewhere else. So the state couldn't get their moratorium. And now there appears to be a town to town attempt to get moratoriums. Maine is one of there are 2 things that data centers use a lot of: water and electricity. Maine is as wet a state as anywhere in the world. We have an abundance of water. And the electricity part, when the electricity of a data center threatens a community, threatens to suck all the electricity off the grid, the PUC can control that. So I don't think data centers, my personal opinion is data centers are not as terrible a thing as they're made out to be. Currently, the state has no moratorium. I don't think we should have one either.
Kelly, I noticed on your email trail here that somebody from First Park, I think you copied them or they copied you or something.
I copied her.
And I think this definitely needs to be looked at. As far as the power use goes, they have to pay to have the system upgraded enough to handle their load. A big new customer like that just can't tap on the line anywhere. And First Park, the new substation that's paying for our fire station over there on County Road is a long ways in their driveway, and it's not too far from there to Rice Rips. They're halfway through there. And then First Park is only
Power lines are
a
right.
quarter mile from Rice Rips up through the woods there, so there's 215 kV lines right there on the county road, so there's plenty of power in the area. And they would have to pay for the upgrade. CMP wouldn't do the upgrade unless they guaranteed so much income from it and all this stuff, so. I
And
think,
then we would get taxed money
you know,
for the upgrade that
and this
CMP
must be
does.
very expensive equipment in there, so they're gonna pay a huge property tax.
Yeah.
And, we got this group here that's trying to shut down all the power stations on the Kennebec and tear them out, and we might lose Scott Paper jobs if they do, and There's gonna be a bunch of jobs if they do something like this. So I don't think we ought to just dismiss it offhand. I think it needs some study. And I
I
think
think
First
First Park-
Part is a great place to put something like that. They got open land up there. There's lots still for sale. And they got
There's,
communications in there and there's plenty of power within quarter of a mile of the place.
there's
And
water,
the water, I don't know about how
Yeah.
much
any water.
they must use it for cooling of all this electronic equipment, but why they don't do it through radiators and blowing air through them and recycle them like you do with your car? They must just
Yeah.
blow it across the radiator and let it go, I guess. I
Well,
don't
that
know.
was one of the reasons why Jay thought this was attractive because that water running through Jay they used to use in the mill.
Right,
And this data center would have used a fraction of the water that the mill used to use, so.
yeah, I just wonder, nobody said how much water. It's easy to say, oh, we don't have enough water. Nobody's come up with a figure on how much water that I've seen anyway, and
There were half a dozen other towns, maybe there were 3 or 4 other towns in Maine that wanted to do data centers. But now I think they're all afraid that the state is gonna try to do a moratorium again. And so they don't wanna put effort and money into studying if next year the state comes along and has a moratorium.
yeah, I hate to see us drive away any interest in, industry coming in here that's gonna pay big taxes. But we love taxes, so.
We need,
Question.
we need commercial.
One second, please.
We need commercial
Right,
taxes.
and we need jobs. So,
George, you comment?
Is First Park, is that all Oakland or some of that actually connected? to Waterville?
Oakland.
All of, and we've been struggling for
what
a few decades to get something.
It's in Oakland, but Oakland doesn't get.
Right, there's a TIF that expires in
Yeah, but
2024.
isn't the 50, 25 towns that are in on it? 24, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if something was to be built there, it would actually be part of Oakland. Right?
It'd be in Oakland.
Oakland wouldn't get the taxes from it.
We'd get a
Would, and then we'd get our
1/24
share,
of
I
it.
believe, is how it works, isn't it?
We get 1/24.
Because I know we struggled since that park is coming up there to really actually get any real viable big business up in there outside of T-Mobile. I think getting a data center in there would be a great idea. Too bad that somebody from the town couldn't actually approach maybe some of these data companies and say, you know what? Why don't you come to Oakland? We got a First Park up here, it might be a good fit for you.
Well, we have a new executive director for this part. Kristen Logan. She's awesome.
And that executive director goes out and looks for businesses to bring in there, so that's why I noticed that Kelly on her emails there had that lady on the list there, so, I think this is a great thing for First Park to look into. Maybe we don't want it, but
Well, and
we're a long ways from deciding we don't want it, as far as I'm concerned.
I think it'd be great for Oakland all the way around.
Kelly?
I could open it online. But this is very helpful. I'd like just to see us continue to get as much information and data, no pun intended, that we can, about the topic so that we're well educated.
I think we were gonna meet with the new director from First Park and that got shelved or something, but when we do meet with her,
but it seems,
perhaps this would be a topic of discussion that she and we could talk about.
yeah, I'd like her to come in July. The July.
And I would say that if somebody had some intention of bringing a data center into First Park or somewhere else, Oakland, that would bring coming to the council anyway to approve such a business. So why would you want to defeat those opportunities without them even being offered?
Without even listening to them.
Exactly. That's just shooting yourself, but quite frankly.
But, that was the idea of First Park when they built it, was to get business in there to help all the towns that contributed, and different towns contributed different amounts, so I assume every town gets a different amount of the,
There's a calculation
yeah.
that's done.
If we
Yeah.
put in 5% of the total, we get 5% of the profit. If we put in 10%, like maybe Waterville or something, we get 10% or whatever. I mean, it's
Towns are just now, after 20 years, starting to
Yeah.
make money.
Good conversation, thank you. So you'll invite her in for.
I'm gonna see her tomorrow night. We have a general assembly meeting tomorrow night at 5 o'clock at the fire station for the Kennebec Regional Development Authority. And then July 1st, we're gonna have a public hearing and first reading here on the mobile home park ordinance at 5:30. That's the one the planning board and legal has last planning board developed it. It has to do with life safety maintenance stuff. I think I emailed it to you guys. Did you have, you got it? I'll email it tomorrow.
Quick question on that, and there's nothing in this new ordinance for the mobile home park that has anything to do with rent stabilization and that, correct?
Nope, it's all health, safety, pest control, maintenance, property maintenance stuff, but it's specific to parks. That way, I think it's gonna affect and help the current parks and then also any future development. If more parks wanna come in, then they'll have to follow these rules.
Well, because they'll actually know what's expected of them before they decide to open. Yeah.
Transparency.
Oh, no.
Transparency.
Yes.
Yeah.
With that being said, Kelly, do you have anything?
I do. I did not sign the town warrant for today because I had a question about one of the expenses. Again, I see an expense for paying Perks Auto for repairs on the vehicle. And I believe that's a violation of state law.
I think so, but you're,
The cruising.
Yeah.
You support the line. They're the previous ones that we had available, to get the job done, so that ours will.
I just want some clarification, because my understanding from the state law is a violation for a council member to financially benefit from.
it's not like we use them for everything we do. It's when we can get in quick to get something fixed, like inspection or.
Well, the user inspection of the bus launch.
But one time they weren't there or something and.
Correct. There we had to use, because, the other one we use a lot is, warrants. Just a lot.
Yep, Smithfield.
He put solid. Reason for these down. Yeah, then for, yeah, it may be difficult to get into, they're quite busy. First auto was just, they're available. That's it. I wanted to get that up and rolling. So we can get it being used the way it's supposed to be used. It's a technical vehicle.
I still think it's a violation of law, so I'm not gonna sign the warrant.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yes, I had a veteran reach out to me and asked why in the Lewis Cemetery, why we didn't have the flags lowered the weekend and on Memorial Day. And he said he had spoken with, and he didn't know who he spoke with, that was working over the cemetery. So I just said that I would bring that up because I do believe that we should have it at that's at the very least on Memorial Day.
What was it?
The flag, wanted the flag half mast because our veterans buried in that cemetery as well. It's the one over by the lake.
Can
So
we do that without a,
Well, the government comes.
I'm sorry.
can we put the flag at half staff without someone telling us to?
Well, and I think that was the response that he got was that we were following the governor's direction, which said just do it on Monday, and I wasn't there on Memorial Day, but he said that wasn't done on Memorial Day and had wondered why.
Oh.
And again, this is a veteran just concerned about practice and respect, I think.
I will check with our sexton about that.
Thank you. Mr. Nutting.
I'm all set.
At this time, we'd like to enter into executive session under 1 FRSA 4056F. The time now is 6:45. Thank you both for coming. Have a good night. Interesting question. Well, it sounds good with the veterans. Good.